Hello everybody. I'm jumping on here, me and the girls, to tell you that I'm so sorry. It took, let's see, July, August, September, October, 4 months for me uh, to post this update after my surgery. I came home after 2 weeks in Costa Rica and spent the first couple months just healing and recovering. And then my kids started school and I'm a busy lady. I got a job and all this other stuff. And I was just getting used to my new body, and I didn't really want to update you guys right away until I really knew what I was working with. But here we are 4 months out. I have zero regrets. So happy I did this. My doctor did a great job. I met great people. Absolutely love my results. Everything's going great. I just want to give you guys a couple little heads ups, okay? And some things I wish that would have been relayed to me a little stronger for me to take into account prior to my surgery. I did not realize just how common wounds and spitting stitches were following surgery. Like, obviously I knew it was a thing. I didn't realize that it was going to be my thing. And I ended up having to deal with several spitting stitches. The worst one, instead of an anchor lift, I ended up having a lollipop lift, which is great, less evasive. But I ended up having a spitting stitch below at the T-junction, and my right below my nip, that spitting stitch ended up opening up. It was scary. It was like, I mean, we're talking weeks of healing, and it's going so slow. I'm following my surgeon's recommendations, and I am not talking crap on any surgeon. I'm just gonna say this: they're specialized and trained in surgery, not in wound care. That's why there's wound care specialists. And they have a completely different education format, right? Because that's what they're specializing in. I ended up finding the best support, I hope it's okay to mention here, a Facebook group called Plastic Surgery Wound Care Support Group, I believe. There was a woman in there who has been a wound care specialist. I'm not going to mention her name here because I don't want to flood her, but she has been a wound care specialist for years, and just out of the kindness of her heart, in her spare time, she will respond to messages or posts that tag her asking for help and her advice. Many women in there sing her praises, and that's how I got turned on to her. Somebody recommended, after I made a post looking for help, that I reach out to her, and I did. And it took several days. I want to say it took like 3 or 4 days. You know, she's doing this in her free time. She's got a job, and she's writing back all these people. But I did finally hear back from her. I followed her advice. I had been completely air drying out my incisions after showers. I was showering once a day, and then I would cover it with Manuka honey and gauze pads. And she was like, no, you need to keep these wound beds moist because that's how they're going to heal. You don't want these drying out. Man, I followed her instructions of what to do, and the healing went like that. I think it was 2 weeks, and I was almost completely healed up. Because of the size of the opening, it did take some time. And I used Manuka honey right in the wound. This is for anyone who comes across this issue. If you do have any type of an opening, or even like the spitting stitches, I'm not saying Manuka honey is a cure-all, but it cured all my issues, helped all my spitting stitches and my huge open wound. So big fan here, singing its praises. Manuka honey right in the wound, covered with an antibacterial gauze pad. I bought a big box of them, and I would just use clean medical scissors to cut out a little square, and I would cover that, and then I would put Vaseline over that, and then I would put a dry antibacterial gauze pad on top of that Vaseline covered one inside my bra. I did this once a day after showering. Every time I showered, until my wounds were completely healed, every time I showered, I used an antibacterial body wash. Once I ran out of my body wash, I just used Dial antibacterial hand soap in the shower and used it to wash. Got out and then did that regimen. And once I started, like I said, following her advice and doing that, instead of letting them completely air dry out and wrapping them dry, the healing went so quickly. I'm completely healed up now. I have no issues. I do want to mention also, I didn't realize what a common thing it was to have a reaction to the medical tape. So the medical tape is for if you're not having nipple repositioning and you're not having a lift, you're not going to have to deal with the tape as much, right? But for you ladies who do, or gentlemen, I ended up having a really bad reaction to the adhesive of the medical tape. So itchy, never been so itchy in my life. I can't take Benadryl. I've got 50 fucking kids, excuse my language. I got all these babies and I got a job. I don't have time to be tired or drowsy. And the like daytime allergy stuff was not cutting it for me. I mean, it was horrible. Common allergic reaction that your body can develop even if you don't have it right away. From having the tape on so long, you can have that happen. If this happens to you, I wouldn't even deal with risking it. If I had known, there's hypoallergenic medical tape, and nobody told me until I reached out for help because I was like in tears, so itchy. And I reached out on a couple groups in my Facebook group, and they're like, this one girl, bless her heart, told me I could find it on Amazon. She sent me a link. There's tons out there. It doesn't matter. Just go to Amazon before your surgery. Look up hypoallergenic medical tape. Put it in your cupboard. Go to Wally World, Target, whatever. Get yourself some Manuka grade, medical grade Manuka honey. Okay? Get yourself some antibacterial gauze pads. Get yourself some Vaseline. And get yourself some wound wash and or clean, sterile saline spray for wounds. Put it in your medicine cabinet. If you don't need any of those things, wonderful. I pray you don't. If you do, you are going to be so happy they are on hand, because when you are panicking, freaking out, the last thing you want to do is like, oh my God, what did I do? Okay, wait, what do I need? Where am I going to go get this? Follow my advice and do what I just said. Go to those places, order those things, put them in your medicine cabinet. You will thank yourself later. I taped my scars for 8 weeks. You're supposed to do it up to 6. I did 8 because of my nipple repositioning was so complicated. I got one round, the other one's a little wonky, but the tape is helping that one to lay more flat. The longer you can do it, the better you're gonna be. So I have seen the results from that. The sticks of my lollipops, I don't know if I mentioned that, but they're like, you can't even see them. They're not even there. And I'm in the definitely like towards the end healing stages of the nipple incisions around my nipples for the repositioning. I will say that the Silogen Scar Gel has been awesome. I ordered it from theskinspot.com. Again, I'm not affiliated with anyone or anything. No one's paying me. This is what worked for me. It was expensive, worth every penny. Like I said, I can barely see most of my scars. It's amazing. You can't use that until you are completely healed up. It can cause big issues if you use it and you are not 1,000,000% healed shut. So have it on hand. Don't touch it until you are completely healed. Okay? But it's been awesome. I also got some silicone scar tape. Haven't used that so much. I probably should be, especially for my wonky guy up top here. Let's see, Motiva implants. Once again, I'm not sponsored. They're not paying me. I might hashtag them in this. I'm singing their praises because I love Motiva. I wanted this surgery for many years, like, 15 years. And I'm so happy that after that wait, I got myself the safest implant on the market. There are a bunch of great brands. Some people have no problems with this, no problems with that, but a lot of people do. And the most popular brands here in the US, I was seeing posts about women needing, they had ruptures. They needed like revisions because of complications. They were having problems, autoimmune, breast implant illness, all these things that were like, had me scared, right? Motiva is the most biocompatible implant. It has the lowest complication rate. It has the lowest rupture rate. They did like, I believe, an 8-year study here in the US before they approved it. Like a month after I get back from Costa Rica, the US approves Motiva implants in the USA, which, yay, I'm so happy. And all the US ladies who want Motiva and don't want to travel, I'm so happy they have that option. If I ever need or want surgery again, I love that if I don't have to travel and I want to stay here, I have that option now. I think we deserve the safest items out there on the market, and Motiva is it. The science speaks for itself. You can go through, do the research on your own, but this is what I have found. I have had zero issues. I got the course, which is their ultra high profile, and I got the rounds, which are their most cohesive. So like the firmest gel they have because of my breast composition. I would not have been a candidate for the ergonomics, which is like natural breast tissue. They also have ergonomics 2, which I believe they refer to as Joy. And that implant is again, like it's like you stand up and you're filled out, right? And like when you lay down, it moves like natural breast tissue, which I think is so cool. I wish I would have been an option or a candidate for that, but I'm loving mine. While they are the more firm ones, not to be like pervy, but like I still have squish. You can still squish them. They still jiggle. I'm in a sports bra, so they're being held firm, but they're great. I have a natural slope. I was worried about them looking bolted on. They look very natural. My surgeon did a good job. They don't look bolted on at all. I got over the muscle. I have zero rippling. I have beautiful side boob, which is so cool to say because I haven't ever said that. I have beautiful side boob, guys. Zero rippling. They look amazing. Even with my little wonky nip here, who's still healing up. They are a million times better than they were before. Dr. Madeline Santino, thank you so much. She made my dreams come true. She did an awesome job. She was so amazing to work with. In Costa Rica, she was such a comfort for me being in a different country, right? She was such a comfort. They prayed for me while I was on the table. She asked if that was okay because I'm a spiritual woman. I was like, yes. And they prayed for me, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up in recovery. They didn't give me hospital food. My nurse slept on the floor next to me, would not leave me. It is not like in the US. Top tier how much they care for you. Food. We're talking like homemade vegetable soup, not in a can. We're talking like good food. They brought me tarts and cookies, juice, tea, like nutritious stuff, delicious stuff. They just made sure that I had everything I needed. They ran me a bubble bath. There, they like wanted me to like lay under the water because here in the States, I had heard so much about do not submerge your incisions. I was too scared, so I just sat up in the tub and rinsed it with the soapy water. My nurse literally didn't leave my side while I was in that stay. I mean, she like gave me privacy and was right outside my room during the day, but at night, she slept right next to me. All I had to do was push my button, and she was literally right on the other side of the door. I could hear her watching TV over there if I turned my TV down. That was the other thing I found in English, how to work the English selection on the TV there, so I could watch TV while I was in bed. My stay at the Universal Plastic Surgery was fantastic, and like I said, like while things look more humble there, like I've never been out of the country, so pulling up there, it looks like in downtown San Jose, like everything, all the buildings and businesses have like, it looks like a garage door, right? It does not look anything like the States. So I was like, what is this? And we go in, and it was really nice. It was smaller than I kind of imagined, more humble looking, but still really nice, really clean, very professional staff. And the care, while, you know, here in the US, we have these like $1 million hospitals, and you're another name and number. You're in a white, nasty fucking gown. You're in an uncomfortable bed. No, like they made me as comfortable as I could be. I had a soft, fuzzy blanket like I would have at home that they gave me to put on top of me, and with my little like medical bedding stuff. They made me as comfortable as possible. They fed me food like my mom would have made in the kitchen. Like, I was so touched by the level of care there. And it also at the same time made me so sad and frustrated because of the lack of that in America. Like, you don't get that here. Anywhere. You just don't. So amazing. Pulled up, little sketched out by these garage door looking things, but it was clean, it was professional, I was safe, and I was so cared for. I had my checkups while I was there. Those went well. Before I flew home, my doctor took out as many stitches as she could, but they just needed to remain. So I came home and at a walk-in clinic got the rest of my sutures removed because my doctor who was going to do it was booked up. But I was able to get those stitches out here. Like I said, spitting stitches are very common. Be prepared. Might happen. The stitches they use in Costa Rica are not going to be the same we use here. So I don't know if it was due to those or if it was just my body rejecting. I have since talked to some friends of mine who've had surgery, and one of my friends said that they have had surgery multiple times on his legs, and he does not handle stitches well. Like, he spits them all out. It's just his body's reaction, even though they're like top of the line stitches that we use, FDA approved. So I really think that that might be just a thing. Okay, be prepared for that. We're at 15 minutes, so I want to get off of here. I don't want to bore anybody. I just wanted to give those words of advice. If you haven't looked into Motiva, do yourself a favor. You deserve the safest, best implant, and you can get it in the US, and you can get it pretty much anywhere now. Do your own research, make your own opinion, your own decisions, but at least educate yourself enough to look into them, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. These implants are amazing. Number one. Number two, Universal Plastic Surgery in Costa Rica. Thank you so much. You guys were amazing. I am so happy I went and got my care there and met Dr. Madeline Santino and my nurse, Hennessy. I will never forget you. You were amazing. Chitika Ranch, Francis, my nurse, my daily care there. You were amazing, and I'm never going to forget you either. I loved my stay. I was at home. I felt comfortable. It is not like a 10-star hotel. It felt like family. And these cottages were so cute and like comfortable, and I was happy. I was very happy with my decision. The only thing that I would say is, like, at the Chitika Ranch, like in Costa Rica, it's very humid. So like here in America, our standards for like what is a clean room is a little different. So like the floors were always clean, but like it looked like there was like mold spots in the bathroom and stuff. And at first I was really freaked out about that. And then I realized like and there was bugs. Oh my God, I didn't realize the bugs. Lights off at night. Okay, they come in. They're everywhere. It's a part of Costa Rica. It wasn't like this place had bugs and mold. It wasn't like that. It's so moist and damp. Be prepared, wash your hands, keep yourself clean. But my room was clean. There was just those things. It looked like it looked lived in, right? This place has been taking care of people for a long time. And that's just kind of what it looked like and felt like. But the first couple of days I was like, oh, I was a little nervous. I was scared. And then I got so comfortable that by the time we left, I was like, I'm going to feel like I'm leaving behind a little part of me here. Like my little home that I had there. I loved it. We stayed in the Alaskan cottage or cabin. I can't remember the exact name, but it was great. Anyway, completely recommend that. I would never have wanted to be stuck in a hotel, ordering takeout every day, trying to deal with a language barrier, calling a driver. Chitika Ranch, they got us where we needed to go. We were safe. We were taken care of. They helped me when I needed to go. Like if I wanted to buy something, she was there they would help me with like the money and the language translations and conversions. Would not do it any other way at all. Also, Chitika Ranch runs as a bed and breakfast too. So if you're ever just around, you don't have to be having surgery to go there. You can just go check it out. Beautiful, beautiful place to go. I'm very happy, and I think this will probably be my last video on here. So I wish you luck. All of you getting surgery, do your research, be prepared, have those medical supplies on hand, follow your gut, advocate for yourself, okay? And good luck, and I pray the best for you. Bye-bye.